No matter how many times I say that I'm not gonna talk about Strawberry Shortcake anymore, sooner or later, it always comes back around. I don't know why. Couldn't possibly be because it was a major part of my childhood or anything. Recently, I was thinking about the franchise as a whole, and its many reboots. The original Strawberry from the 80s, I never watched, still have never watched, and don't really plan to, but I'll admit, it had some really cute designs. The 2000s version is the one I grew up on, and while yes, I've begun to really understand just how little kiddie the show actually is, taking off the nostalgia goggles for a second, I do still think it had a good heart. You know? Cheesy though you may call it, I always thought their best episodes were the ones where they stuck to the brand's thesis statement, "It's love that makes her garden grow." I think that's what really drew me into Strawberry Shortcake in the first place. Not just that it was a cool Candyland and these were the types of kids I wanted to be like, but the fact that they were kind and thoughtful and growing better all the time. Man, I miss that. Then there's the 2010s version, which... No! Look, I'm gonna be honest. I did try to get into it when it first came out. I really did. I hated Friendship is Magic at first until I gave it a chance, and then I loved it, so I thought, give the new Strawberry show the benefit of the doubt. It might surprise you. But, how do I put this? If you showed me a picture of the 2D art and told me that's what the show looked like, I would say, that looks adorable. I would absolutely watch it. But then you'd show me a clip from the actual show. It's sweet berry munchkins. I don't blame the artists. I blame whoever it was who pushed for 3D animation in the first place. It ain't working, fam. On top of that, the whole show somehow felt even more sickeningly sweet than the previous version, if it were possible. All the voices are just so high-pitched, and they're trying really hard to get that cute, innocent vibe, but I don't know, man, it just wasn't landing for me. Not to mention, it really started to feel more like a brand, with lots of stereotypical pop songs and very run-of-the-mill episodes. So I just never got into it. Except for one thing. The one thing I will always be grateful to Berry Bitty Adventures for, and that is Cherry Jam. I love her character. I love her design. I love her little music video. She's just so cute. But go figure, the one character they knocked out of the park is the one original character. Don't get me started on Apple Dumpling or the Grape Twins! Let alone the fact that they made Phat Cake green again or gave custard spots. It was a mistake, guys. I know you were drawing from the 80s version, but some things should stay in the 80s. Then there was almost another 3D animated show, which we got very little information about before it was unceremoniously replaced.
Thank God.
With Barry in the Big City.
I take it back. The groundhog's fine.
Now, I have yet to watch more than the pilot episode of this, but I don't have any strong feelings on it either way, honestly. I mean, I'm the one who said in that really dated, really crummy and cringy shortcake video several years ago that I wouldn't mind the girls going back to just being more like average kids. And this show delivers on that, for sure. So, in that way, I think it's cute. There is nothing in this that I have seen yet that offends my strawberry sensibilities.
Well, goody for you, but some of us have two spines.
Did you okay the rap?
That being said, I still wasn't compelled to keep watching it. Like, yeah, it's cute, but there are a lot of other things I'd rather be watching. Which I guess, you know, it's not a bad problem to have. I mean, for pity's sake, I'm not the target audience now, am I? I just kind of wish that it felt more like a family show, you know, something the kids could watch with their parents, rather than it feeling like it really is for just the kids. But, you know, c'est la vie. Now, seeing the concept wholly realized sitting in front of me, it kind of made me realize that perhaps moving everything to the big city wouldn't have been my first choice. There was always something special about Strawberry Land, you know? Kind of like a kid's paradise, full of whimsy and adventure and no adults. Not explicitly a magical land, but definitely a fantasy land. So I do think I prefer it that way over the big city. But hey, I understand wanting to shake things up. All of that said, it's got me thinking about where they're gonna take the show next after Barry in the big city ends. Like, are they gonna go back to their roots again? Or, hear me out, they take the big city angle a step further. Really break the mold, you know? Shake up the strawberry formula like never before. Wild Brain, if you're listening, just throwing out a little idea here, a little nugget for you to consider. You know, I know, you're welcome. But I had this idea, and it was my brother's, and it goes a little something like this.
Nightshade Shortstack, queen of the block. Predatory vixen, smooth like a fox. OJ mixing with the lyrical smack talk. Phat Cake beefin with the radical back talk. She snap, quick wit, hot top so fit. And our boy the Huck, keeping it legit. We roll when we wanna, cruising through the night. Takes a lot of hard work to keep shining this bright. Nightshade in the crew, unstoppable force. Flow so sick like a real wild horse. Fire in the rhymes, we ain't taking losses. Heads turning fast when we hit the crosses. Nightshade in the crew. Very bitty in the city, walking over you. Yo, stubby pie ponies in the house tonight. Cause a party ain't a party till she's in the spotlight. She's a breakdance legend, got moves so tight. Think twice before you get in an equine fight. Living on the edge in the very bitty streets. Always on the prowl, top down, drop the beat. Ain't nobody gonna mess with the very bitty crew. Cause in the very bitty city, we gon' bitty bury you. Nightshade in the crew, unstoppable force. Flow so sick, like a wild horse. Fire in the rhymes, we ain't taking losses. Heads turning fast when we hit the crosses. Nightshade in the crew. Very bitty in the city, walking over you. Nightshade in the crew. Look out, pie man, cause we coming through. Nightshade in the crew. Very bitty in the city, walking over you. Nightshade in the crew. Look out, pie man, cause we coming through.
Wild Brain, if you are watching, please know this was a joke. I do not necessarily want this to be real, but like if it were real, like Strawberry Multiverse anyone? Some sort of like edgy, almost like post-apocalyptic inner city sort of thing where the pie man rules everything, is turned into everything, like a big old factory, and they're like the resistance fighting back against the man, the pie man. It's just a horse. Strawberry and a horse riding shotgun. I don't know why it's funny in my brain. Okay, before I sign off, I feel like I do gotta address this in the actual video. So, let me put my serious pants on. So this whole idea started years and years ago. I was being honest when I said it was my brother's idea. He and some of the others, but mainly he, were poking fun at Strawberry Shortcake, you know, like brothers do. And somehow the conversation eventually turned into what if it was, you know, gangsta, for no reason. So Strawberry Shortcake became Nightshade Shortstack, Orange Blossom became OJ, Ginger Snap, G Snap, Angel Cake became Phat Cake with a PH, right? So it's like the cool kind of, where the hey did that even come from? I don't know. Huckleberry became the Huck, and then Honey Pie Pony, I renamed Stubby Pie Pony. And for years after that, I kept saying, oh, I'm so going to make this a real thing. And then I didn't. Until just the other night. The drawing is mine, obviously, but the song... Alright, I'm gonna level with you all, but please don't freak out, okay? Yes, it's AI generated. I know, but I promise I'm not going to make this a regular habit, okay? The only reason I used AI is because I was goofing off, alright? That's literally it. We found this website, it's called Suno, and we thought, why the hey not, let's give Strawberry Shortcake a rap song. Because we thought it would be hilarious. Also, you really don't ever want to hear me try to do a rap song. Seriously, I've tried. It ain't pretty. Now, I will say, whenever I do dabble in dangerous AI waters, I at least make sure to have the common decency to write most, if not all, of the lyrics myself, if nothing else. So the song isn't 100% creatively bankrupt, just like, 80%. Again, this was just me and Blood Rain goofing off with a toy. I don't plan on making this into a habit. I do still intend to get better at singing and mixing my own music, because I prefer to do it myself, but until then, yeah, we have this abomination. I am so sorry I have brought this into the world. I am ashamed. If nothing else, I at least hope this gave you a good laugh. Thank you and good night.